Morning, Pablo. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you, pal. How are you doing this morning, huh? You feeling okay? Welcome back to Goldshaw Farm, everybody. Just getting the day going here. And it's time to give my buddy Pablo his medicine. He needs 1 milliliter of this stuff. You're getting so much better behaved about this, even though you still don't love it. Right in the gullet. Don't knock over the medicine. While I hate having to give cats medicine, there's something very funny about giving cats medicine. Sorry, buddy. I know that's not your favorite thing in the world, but it's necessary. You can enjoy your urinary tract infection food, and I'll let you come downstairs later today when I can supervise you. Pablo has been like shredding our furniture, so he absolutely can't be downstairs unsupervised like Lil is. So he's got to still sort of live up here in the attic. I did notice though the other day that he actually caught a mouse, so he's putting some work in even when he's on the disabled list. Good for him. Now I know so many of you are excited about this. I keep seeing all the comments and messages about people asking about when's the puppy getting here and when's she getting here. And honest to goodness, it's gonna happen soon. And so actually, because it's gonna be happening very soon, I've gotta go get the puppy area ready today. So that's gonna be the project we're working on here on the farm. Okay, you take care of yourself there, buddy. It is a chilly one this morning, I will say that. According to the temperature I have here, it is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, Jenny Barn Cat. Howdy, Molly Barn Cat. Molly, come here. You want your pettings? Yes, you do. You're a good girl. I don't know what Ginny's doing. I'll have to go check on the compost, I suppose. All right, let's get this day on the road. So yeah, I do have to set up the whole puppy area, which is going to be an experience. I will say that much for sure. Good morning, cows. How's it going there, Ariel? What you up to, Audrey? How are you now, Kurt? Where's everybody else? There's Annabelle down in the barn. Where's Anna Green Gables? Oh, there she is. She's also in the barn. She's hiding in the back. I don't know if you can see her. Way in the back there. Top of the morning to you, Mr. Toby Dog. How's it going, pal? You doing good? Ooh, the gate freezing up. Are you excited about the puppy? I bet you are. You're gonna like her. I think you really will. We still gotta figure out a name. And we haven't named her yet because I wanna meet her before I name her. Toby wants to meet her too before he names her. Let's go, Chief. I'm thinking the puppy's name could be Abby, or others have suggested Tallulah, but I don't like to pick the name of the animal till I met him. I think waiting until you meet the animal actually respects their own personality and who they are as an individual, versus trying to pre-assign a personality to them. So there you have it. Molly, I need you to come here. There was a request made of you the other day by a commenter, and I want to fulfill it. And no, Ginny, it's not for you this time. So a few folks have asked why Molly never seems to wear the kitty camera, and so I figured this morning we'd strap it on her and watch the farm from her perspective. Of course, I think little Ginny here is getting jealous of her mom. Hang on. So you want to see the elusive Molly Barn Cat wear the kitty camera? Well, let's see what she does. Release the Quacken, Toby! Release the Quacken! So just as I was letting the ducks out, Toby just went berserk. Something got his attention over there. Let's go see what it is. What's the matter there, buddy? Something out there in the woods. I actually heard an animal moving over there too. All right, well, I'm glad you're on the case, bud. Stay alert. Toby was actually barking a lot last night and like early this morning too, so something definitely has his attention. And I don't think it's just that blue jay up in the tree there. So you can see right here, this is one of Toby's favorite spots to mark. Because the stream is right over there, It's sort of like one of those boundary markers where wild animals are more likely to come in through this angle and this side than anywhere else. And so it's one of Toby's favorite places to patrol. Isn't it funny how he can go from being adorable and licking my face to sounding like one of the hounds of hell? What do you make of it all, Molly Murder Mittens? I think you're just glad to have Toby around. All right, excitement's over. Back to choring. Let me deal with the chickens and the geese now. I appreciate what you do, Toby. I really appreciate what you do. You know, sometimes people will have livestock guardian dogs and they'll complain about them barking at random things. And it's disappointing to me because that's like basically, I don't know, 75% of their job. Hey, speaking of not doing their job, Ginny. Oh, she just blitzed through the fence there. I think she was eating Toby's food. There's the water and feed for the chickens. Looks like the ducks are already out and enjoying their thing. It's cold today, but it feels like it's going to warm up a bit. Good morning, birds! How's everybody doing? Ooh, I got some hungry chickens on my hands. Come on, chicks. All right, we'll feed you guys. And geese, you can go out if you want. Out you go. Out with the geese. Toby came in for a visit too. How are you doing, Ron Swanson? That's the Parks and Recreation crew, and they've added a couple of new members lately. So, she's one of the original members. She's one of the original members. Obviously, we got Ron Swanson. And then we have Untitled Goose Game Goose in the back there. But those three that are mixed, they're actually new ones to the flock. Oh, lordy, look at all these chicken eggs we already got today. Good stuff. Ooh. A couple of them froze overnight, though. Toby dog, you can have this one. I think that's why Toby likes to follow me in here in the morning. Hey, get out of there, vultures. I don't want you eating these. Look at that. This is why it's good to have these roll-away nesting boxes. Of course, I really am starting to not like the design of this roll-away nesting box. It just gets filled with poop. What are you doing there, ladybug? How are all you girls doing? There, buddy. You can have that broken egg. Enjoy. He gets the reward.
It's like a reward.
Uncle Buck, you seem to be walking weird. Oh, I think he's just being goofy. Yeah, Uncle Buck has been a very good rooster so far. He's integrated into the flock. I do have plans to add one more rooster, though, just to have a healthy next generation of chickens with good diverse genetics. Hoping to get my hands on another Bielenfelder, so I'm kind of keeping my eyes peeled for that one. Drink up, ladies, drink up. Hey, Toby dog, come on. I'm gonna feed you now. Is he coming? Is he behind me? Oh yeah, there he goes. Such a good dog. I feel like we got very lucky with getting Toby dog. I'll feed you next there, Ginny. You don't get Toby's food. It's strictly for Toby's. Toby does a good job guarding his food from Molly and Ginny. Get out of here. Come on, you. All right, Molly, let's see what adventures you've been up to. I'm gonna check your camera out, okay?
Molly.
Do you have to do your private business right there in the middle of the driveway while wearing a camera? Really? I love you, girl, but it's a little weird. So last night, I picked up these dog kennel panels and brought them home from the store. It's like 10 feet long, or about 6 feet high. I got 4 of them, so it's like a 10 by 10 enclosure. I actually already have a version of this over by the chicken brooder. I've used it for like housing for teenage birds. These holes are too small for like baby birds that are just brooding, but when they're like, you know, 4 weeks old, 3 weeks old, it's actually big enough to keep them in place, and so makes for a nice enclosure. I originally got the one I have over there for Toby Dog when he got here, but I decided to get a second one just because I find these things to be super handy and flexible, and you can use them in all sorts of different ways. So I'm gonna use this to build the puppy enclosure. Now, if this was like a nicer time of year, I probably would build this out of like T-posts and fencing wire, but because it's too cold to drive any posts into the ground right now, because the ground is frozen absolutely solid, what I'm gonna do instead is use these, because I can just set them right on the ground and they'll hold their form. The only problem is I got to get them all the way over into the bird yard. Now, in a warmer time of year when we don't have like 3 feet of snow on the ground, what I would do is just drive my truck right up, or maybe pick them up with the tractor and move them right over. But I can't open the big gate in the back of the pasture, and so I'm gonna have to get a little creative with how I move these. I mean, they're not crazy heavy, just it's a little bit of work to move them. Just got to give the tractor a minute to warm up. And I guess while I'm letting the tractor warm up, I did want to take a minute to do a brief commercial. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've got a new design for t-shirts and sweatshirts. It's the Release the Quackin' sweatshirt design. You can find them down below or in our merchandise store. This design was actually drawn by one of our viewers, and I think it's pretty awesome. As I've said before, you can also get a free sticker version. All you have to do to get the free sticker is send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to Goldshop Farm, P.O. Box 225, Peacham, Vermont 05862. That's our mailing address. You got to send us the envelope with your address. You got to address it yourself, and you got to include a stamp or whatever postage it is. If you're sending it internationally, just check with your postal service to see what it will cost postage wise to get a letter returned from America. But if you send us that self-addressed stamped envelope, we'll send you the free sticker. Or if you want to support the farm and get the nice fancier design, you're welcome to buy that as well. Ginny, you are the funniest little cat, you know that? So I will admit that I'm a little bit nervous about this operation, because much like Sylvester Stallone in a trucker movie, I'm gonna have to put this fence.
Sylvester Stallone, over the top.
But I fear I may have girl bossed a bit too close to the sun.
That wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. I just demolished my electrical wire for this side of the fence, and I just bent the crap out of that new kennel. Oh dear. I am such an idiot sometimes. Ugh. If I just had taken my time and carried it piece by piece, I would have been able to just offload it off the truck and try to carry it through here. It would have been work, but it would have been that bad. Instead, I got lazy and resorted to tractor, and that was a complete disaster. Toby, I am embarrassed by my skills right now. Oh man. I mean, feel free to lace into me in the comments, but it's gonna be no worse than what I do to myself. That was so stupid. If I just simply offloaded it off the tractor and did it by hand, I would have easily gotten it done. But nope, I had to have some fun with the machinery, and I don't know. I hope this is still salvageable. I think it'll still be salvageable.
Dude, look at that. Yeah, that's bent. That's super bent. Bent there, bent there. All the ducks and geese are cussing me out.
Well, before I start to try to set it all up, let me show you what I was thinking for the new puppy area. So I have this gate here.
This was gonna be the entranceway where I come in and see her. And then I was gonna fasten the kennel to that side and then that side around to make this area here her like outdoor space. And then she was gonna have access entirely inside of here. I was gonna kick all the birds out.
And I still think that's gonna be the plan. It's just gonna be way more janky than I was hoping for. I'm so mad at myself.
Dobby! Stop! Dobby!
Yeah, I think overall this will be salvageable. I wonder if I can just re-straighten this a little bit. That works.
I'm such a schmuck.
Well, it looks a bit jankier than I was hoping, but it seems to work. What do you think, Jenny? Do you have a point of view?
I mean, I know this was the year I was gonna try to beautify my farm, and
I'm actually terrified to show my wife Allison what I've done here. But despite the fact that it's not beautiful, I think it's actually gonna work great. So this is plenty of space for the puppy to hang out and be in. I can let her in and out of that gate. She has the shelter in there.
which, by the way, reminds me, there's one other thing I have to go get. Let's go, Jen.
In case you're wondering what this is supposed to look like, more like that. Not bent.
I'm so embarrassed. So embarrassed.
Toby, you remember this? This used to be your doghouse. You remember it?
Toby actually used it pretty regularly when he was a puppy. Like that whole winter he was a puppy, it worked out great for him. But then when the summer months hit, he had no use for it. By the time the winter came back around, he was, I don't know if he was too big for it, because this is the extra large size, and I actually think he could fit into it.
He just wasn't interested in having it and using it anymore. He'll be saying hi to the cattle. Hey, cows. What's going on there, Audrey? How's it going there, Curdy? Don't worry, you guys will be able to play with Toby Dog soon enough. Don't worry, Toby. He'll be out in pasture not too long.
I really think Toby started to like the cattle. I think he misses hanging out with them on a regular basis. I'm stuck. Uh-oh, looks like Toby escaped. Hey, Toby Dog, come!
Let's go, Toby. Back in. Good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, even when Toby gets out, he doesn't really run away. He just sort of likes to sniff around and explore, but doesn't go too far. Like one time, somebody who's gonna remain nameless actually left the gate open. Toby snuck out, and he must have been out for, I don't know, based on what I saw with the surveillance cameras, a couple of hours. And he really never went very far. Like, the furthest he strayed was he actually was hanging out in the cattle area for a little bit, and then he even came back inside on his own volition. So kind of an impressive dog when you think about it from that regard.
Come on, bud. Gotta move this doghouse. There we go. Okay, there we go. So I gotta put some fresh bedding down on the ground and throw some fresh bedding inside the doghouse. Toby's a little curious, but he never likes to go in it.
And yeah, this will be the new puppy area. And it'll be very soon when she's coming. I can't tell you guys exactly when, but soon, very soon, next couple of videos.
During the day when the birds are out, I'll keep her in here when I'm not outside.
When I am outside though, I will actually bring her with me, and that's how I'll train her. But I find it's really important that when you're teaching a puppy how to be a good guard dog, you don't want to give them too much freedom because that's how they get into trouble. And so this will make a nice play yard. And then I think for the most part, once I test her out a little bit, at night I'll just let her go free because she'll be inside this bigger yard with Toby, who can make sure she doesn't get into too much trouble. But I actually think having the space and the ability to roam around will be good for her. So that'll be happening really soon. If you guys want to see how Toby was trained early on when I first introduced him to the ducks, check out this video right here. It's a nice little flashback. And like I said, I'll be back very soon with the puppy video. Not the next video, but soon.